What's up, everybody? Randy Harris here, Knockout Radio. Matt McClellan from a hidden, locked down, heavily guarded facility somewhere in the Tampa Bay area. I just put out on my Book of Face our first list of guests for the Wednesday broadcast, which will feature the StreamYard stream. A little excited.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, I just put it up. I just put it up. You ready for who's on our very first installment?
Yeah, let us hear it. Who you got?
All right, so our very first guest of the live show, since you're making me do the streams, will be my longest running sponsor, Mick Ferrari.
Oh, nice.
The return of Queer Eye for the Sports Guy will start at 12:15 Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday. I did a little work today on the Pinellas County Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility, getting it ready. So he will be our first guest. I think our second guest will be the return of Caleb Benenot.
Oh, nice. Finally, get Big Caleb back on the show.
Had a nice talk with him Saturday. I'm going to go see him in a couple weeks. I'm going to spend the night at his house when the Bucks take on the Texans.
Okay.
We're going to hang out, and here's the best part of the 2 days that I'm going to be in Houston. You ready?
Yeah.
We will film some grappling with Caleb Benenot, Randy Harris, and I hate the brother portion, especially since he's young enough to probably be my son or grandson, Eve Edwards.
Nice.
So the three of us are going to hook up in Houston on either the 15th or the 16th of September. We'll have video of that on the YouTube channel.
So what's in Houston that week? Is it the UFC over there?
Thanks for tuning in. I just said when the Bucks play the Texans.
Oh, damn it. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, paying attention is a real difficult thing for you.
Because I was thinking about the fight card. I'm like, well, there's not a fight in Houston. I was like, what?
2 more guests scheduled for Wednesday, so we're going to be packed. 3 more guests scheduled for Wednesday. We're going to try to do a weekly segment with Mike Stratka. So that way he stays part of us, we stay part of him.
Yeah,
so
of course.
That's the plan as well.
All right.
And Nick the Gun Guy checking in. What up, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it.
What up, Nick?
Nick is going to have something of what was once his in the Cool Breeze AC Pinellas broadcast facility.
Okay.
So I am taking that there tomorrow, something that he donated to me, and it'll be in the studio from here on out. We are also bringing back Victory Wednesday.
Well, we got to with Mike Stratka involved. That was his segment.
No, it wasn't his segment. But
that was his segment. He was the one that brought the Victory Wednesdays back. Winter Wednesdays, what they called it, right?
I've had Victory Wednesdays for a long time.
Damn it. All right.
Drakkar Klose will be back with us this Wednesday.
Oh, nice. Very good.
And then he fights in 2 weeks. I dropped the ball with Mearshart. I didn't check it out in time, and then we wasn't able to get him on, blah, 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 blah. So he fights in 2 weeks, and I jumped on it because it's overseas somewhere, which means we won't have UFC guests that week. The return of Brad Tavares.
So, nice.
Yeah. So this Wednesday is definitely going to be pretty cool. It's going to be set up. We're going to give it a try. It's all going to be friends of the show. That way, when you screw up, like you did the other night, got me a black mark on my Book of Face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, apparently I used unauthorized video of the UFC, and then they sent us a slap on the wrist, like, don't use our content.
Well, you're not allowed. It's copywritten. So you got to be really careful. That's why we can't use music anymore. We have to use our own music, or there's a lot of music that's not, copywritten. So, now that we're stepping out into where you want us to be, we have to be more technical of those things.
Well, like Brad Tavares, he's got the sponsorship with the Train Horn Company.
Yep.
And they're based here in Tampa. And So he's got ties to the area, and he loves to do those YouTube videos where he scares people on the street, honking the train horns.
We also have, when I say we, I mean me, made a phone call. Big BKFC coming up September 5th.
Jersey.
Tony will be in Newark. I'll be in Las Vegas because that's a total huge week long of UFC. So since I can't be in Newark, I did the next best thing.
Are you going to send me?
I called Dave Feldman.
Okay.
How about getting back on the screen?
Oh, damn it. Yeah, I'm still trying to work on my studio here. There we go. Dang it. Hold on. There we go. Nice. We're getting there.
Remember, you put a box under your computer, dummy. So we are going to be giving away, and when I say we, again, I mean me. We're going to give away a signed-by card. That's what it's called, an SBC. The poster of Jeremy Stevens, Mike Perry, the huge female bout with Jessica and
Borga and Christina Ferreira. Yeah, that's a monster fight.
It truly is. It truly is.
Crazy. It's not even the main event. I mean, that's how crazy it is that that's not a main event fight.
It should be the main event. It should be the main event for two reasons. It should be the main event because it's a title fight, and it should be the main event because it's the main event.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Jeremy Stevens. Who the fuck is this guy? Matter of fact, that's one of the few shirts I've actually purchased.
Okay.
Is that saying? I still remember it like it was yesterday. But yep. So we're gonna have one of those posters to give away, and hopefully by Wednesday I'll figure out how we're gonna do it.
All right. So going back to UFC 319 Saturday night.
I still want to bet.
Paulo Costa, he went on a Hawani show and said that they were just hugging for 25 minutes. That's not what the fans want to see. That's just boring, and it's killing the sport. But what are your thoughts on how many times the fighters were stood up? Like, Joe Rogan is adamant about don't stand them up ever at any point. It's part of the game. It's part of the strategy. It's part of the control. Your thoughts on Duplessis getting opportunities to stand and give him at least a shot at winning that thing?
There was at least one time that I remember the stand up I thought was okay, but if you're doing something, he's throwing punches. He threw 400, 500 punches. I mean, granted, they weren't knockout punches. I do disagree with the guy I very rarely disagree with, and that's Dana White. He said that he thought 4 of the 5 rounds were 10-8 rounds. And because there was no damage in those punches, I disagree. Definitely he won those rounds. Yeah. 10-9 all day long, but with no damage and not a whole lot of action, throwing punches. The crucifix obviously, was impressive. And Dricus did what he was supposed to do when he's in the crucifix. He protected his face. He protected the damage. So 10-9s I thought were legitimate. And I think most of the rounds were 10-9, if I remember. Wasn't it like 50-45? Maybe 50.
50-44.
Okay, 50-44. So one round was a 10-8. So, all right. I can live with that. I thought some of the stand-ups were bad.
Yeah.
But I've said all along, and we've said it numerous times, and a big shout out to Nick, who's in the chat room. So if you're watching, and there's quite a few people that are tuned in right now with us, jump into the chat room, say hi to us. Let us know that you're here. The whole object, it's mixed martial arts. It doesn't fall on Hamad. How do you say his name? Hazmat. Hazmat, isn't that like a chemical thing?
Yeah, hazmat's like a biohazard. Yeah,
Well, he is. He is a biohazard.
But he is a biohazard. To the division, he is the biohazard.
It's your job to stop him. It's your job to stop the takedown. It's your job to get out of the takedown. Not the opponents. The opponent's doing what he does best, and he dominated that fight. So we need more educated fans. We need fans that understand mixed martial arts, not that they want. If that's what they want to see, tune into BKFC because that's what they do.
Right. I mean, it's a different game altogether. It's a completely different.
It's not a game. It's not a
Okay,
game.
fight is not a game.
Fighting's not a game.
You don't play fight.
You don't play
Can't
fight.
Yeah, it's as real as it gets. Wasn't that the tagline for the UFC?
Yeah, that was the UFC's tag.
As real as it gets.
Hey, you know what else I saw today?
No.
And I'm going to buy it in the next couple of days because I wished I would have known about this. There is a backpack. Now, I know that we have something that it's like a vacuum. You put your clothes in this vacuum sealed bag and then you suck all the air out.
Okay, so it doesn't get moldy and
No, well,
brings out the.
It also
space saving.
Yeah, it's a space saver.
But also keeps humidity out, like moldy.
There's backpacks that now have that. So you can cram more stuff in, cram more clothes in, for those flights that you can only bring a backpack.
That's brilliant.
It is
brilliant.
So I'm going to use it. I'm going to check it out.
We got to get them a sponsor of the show.
How about do something? Make a phone call.
I just reached out to a couple sponsors today. Like, I don't know if you know what Whoop is. Whoop.
Whoop, there it is.
It's a ring that you wear, and it takes your body like vitals and your heart rate, and so with being a sports performance show and a MMA show, having wearables and measurable tracking of your performance and your recovery and your sleep and your rest is critical. So these that's what I hope to bring to this world is to this platform is the biohacking, the longevity, and more importantly, the recovery. And so, yeah, I'll let you know how it goes.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Feels good to be in the studio, though. I do have a bad news, though. I killed Chuck Liddell today. I apologize. Chuck is no longer in one piece. Shout out to MMAbobbleheads.com. And but that's the problem with having a ceramic hand painted collectible is that if it falls and hits the ground like Humpty Dumpty, you got to put all the king's pieces back together again.
I think you're the only adult I know that has destroyed a bobblehead.
It was I was doing stupid parody videos where I was pretending like I was talking into the Chuck Liddell as a microphone, like the one I'm holding. So I was using it for video content, and I had it sitting on my desk, and I just accidentally brushed it when I was moving my arm, and it just hit the floor. It was like, so the question is, should I, what do you think I should do with this Chuck Liddell? Should I glue it back together? Do you think I should I try to like make it work, or should I call Dave Manley and see if he's got like a backup?
You can buy one from Dave.
Well, that's hard to do without a job, Randy. I'm gonna need some sponsorships.
Go call Staff Zone, get a job, work a day.
Well, yeah, but that's hard. That's like work. They want you to be there.
You're going to need a job just so that you can continue to use my Streamline or my StreamYard or whatever it's called. You're cutting into our available time here.
It's our StreamYard. It's like, what's mine is yours. What's yours is mine.
No.
Isn't that what they say?
All right, then you owe me $412, 50% of what I paid for this.
Did you already? You paid that?
Yeah, I'm going to cancel it.
I thought it was like $88 or I thought like $200 a year or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Have you seen the Meta glasses where they have the camera and you can record and do AI and you can like do point of view where what you see is what's broadcast?
Yeah. I know somebody who used it.
Yeah. Yeah. How's that work out for them?
Couldn't tell you. Haven't talked to him in almost a year.
All right. Well, I'm trying to get a pair of those glasses so I can start doing some, content live. If I can get it by Saturday, I don't know what the commission would say, but if I'm in the ring with Jake Paul at the MVP Promotions in Orlando, and I'm wearing my glasses, they're my glasses, and I'm streaming live, is that allowed? I mean, do you think there's rules written against it? I mean,
Let me
there's a lot
think.
of-
Let me
a
think
lot of-
how I want to answer this. I know how I want to answer this. I
Hold on.
strongly suggest you do it.
So I get fired
So
for the
you'll
only
get
job
fired
I got.
instantly.
Come on, Randy. Don't you want to see the point of view? Why didn't they do that at the UFC 319? What were the glasses they're all wearing with the white tape around the brim? They look like nerd glasses. Like, what was that? Did you see it during the broadcast? Or all the corner and all the fighters, they were wearing the same glasses that look like yours right now. So they had the white tape around the brim.
I got an idea.
I guess
Why
it's the
don't you-
bridge.
Why don't you just talk to our fans for a minute? I'll be right back.
Okay. So Randy's going to his vault. He probably already has a pair of those glasses that the UFC gave out. You know, he has all this stuff. He's got the Timex watch. He gets all the good stuff. I get crumbs over here. I got a broken Chuck Liddell bobblehead in pieces. Rest in peace to Chuck Liddell. Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to break your. Didn't mean to break you into pieces, man. I actually love this statue, man. Dave Manley, MMAbobbleheads.com. Yeah, these are hand painted, handcrafted, and it broke my heart to like break my Chuck Liddell. And there's Randy. He's back. But the good thing is that it makes like a perfect coffin, Randy. Look, so now that Chuck is dead, I'm just gonna go ahead and bury him in the backyard. So, there it is, a built-in coffin. It's pretty useful. So, are those AI glasses? Are they the Meta glasses? Are they streaming live? Yes or no? I guess they don't have audio. What's going on? Why are you getting closer to the screen?
I swear to God, and Allah and Baba and the genie, you do not pay attention.
And why don't I pay attention?
Because I've talked about these glasses, and I talked about when Gian Silva gave me the glasses when I interviewed him at International Fight Week. That's the nerd group. That's their gimmick. That's it. It's a gym. It's fighters that are all part of that team, and they all wear the nerd glasses. There's
So if I
nothing
wore,
weird. Look,
so if I wear, but listen, if I wear the Meta glasses, the Ray-Bans that look just like that, I put white tape across the bridge, and I wear it in the middle of the MVP fights this weekend. The only difference is I have a camera streaming from a point of view from the inside the ring. Don't you think that's a perspective the fight fans would want to see?
okay, where are you going to stream that?
Well, to the device, to
No, I'm saying, where are you going to post it?
I would just have it for myself, for my own archives, or I pulled a video later to like reference, to show a different perspective of the fight game that no one's seen, from the corner, perspective.
It always is good when you steal something to not use it publicly. That way you don't get caught.
Steal what? I'm doing my job. You're not
No.
allowed to record yourself at work?
No,
I'm recording myself right now.
on my stream. So basically, you're stealing it from me.
It's our stream. We have to establish this. Like, it's you and I, Randy. It's like Ebony and Ivory. It's like Tito and Ortiz.
It's not
Shout
how.
out to Ortiz. Did you see? There's something going on with a championship belt with Ari Matti. Do you know Ari Matti? Do you know the name?
I've heard it.
Okay, so Ari Matti is a comedian. He, is an Estonian comedian on the Kill Tony podcast, the #1 comedy show podcast in the world right now. And there's something about a belt. Tito said, "Come down this Saturday." He's like, I'm giving out free shots. I got belts to give out. So there's some kind of big event going on at Tito's Cantina. Maybe we should take the trip down this weekend, Randy.
Yeah, you go down and let me know how it goes. I
What
thought
if
you
he's
were
not
working
there?
Saturday.
Oh yeah, damn it! I need a manager. That's what I need. I need a PR manager. I need like somebody to keep me on track, keep me on schedule, make sure I get to my appearances on time. It's
Make
hard
sure
to
you
be.
get to make sure you get to the divorce hearing on time.
What are you talking about? I'm not getting divorced. I love this place. I have a great studio. It took me 10 years to build this thing. I'm not giving it up now.
So do you want to recap 319 again, even though we've already done it? Or?
No, I think we can move on from that. I mean, let's see if there's any MMA news in the news today. What are people talking about?
16 minutes away from Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
Yeah, it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch wrestling. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't really watch a lot of the wrestling. I like the very beginning. I like the mic work. There's certain superstars that on the mic there, and Becky Lynch the other night. Just her mic work is unbelievable. LA Knight. The wrestling itself, and you've said this as well, has gotten really bad. Misses by a lot. I mean, their performance has gotten bad. A lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them. But
yeah,
you mentioned Jake Paul. Logan Paul to me is one of the best workers in a long, long time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think you see people starting to hold back a little bit. They realize that this sport that they play, this rehearsal that they do, this career that they chose, has lasting effects. As far as their quality of life. So, I think you see a lot of people not going as crazy as they once did.
Well, to me, that's even worse though. If you're holding back, I mean, that gives you a bigger opportunity to get hurt. That you're trying not to go, 100% full bore.
Yeah, but I mean, I think back in the day.
All right, you disappeared. Talking.
No, I'm not here.
Yeah, talking.
No, but I think back in the day when you had, at least like it was scripted, but those guys really beat the hell out of each other. I mean, they really, it was really physical, and they were really beat up after. And now you can see a lot more caution in the sports, like NFL. How the quarterbacks are protected and they can't hit anyone, and so that's, you kind of see that playing out in all sports, which makes sense, and it should be that way. But it does change from the gameplay and like what the WWE is and was.
WCW.
That was real?
No, I was just a big WCW back in the day.
Was that the local? Was that the Road Warriors?
No, the WCW was out of Atlanta. That was Ted Turner. Okay. And that's where Hall, Nash, and Hogan went over there and started the NWO and kind of gave life into professional wrestling. It was kind of in a lull there for a while. Just before when they had the Monday Night Wars between the two, and then when they infiltrated allegedly, and then him turning bad and going heel, not bad, him going heel.
Well, let me ask you a real question though. I'm not being funny.
Well, that's good because you're not.
No, but with the popularity of the UFC, with how the sport is now growing, and it's maybe at an all-time high where it's mentioned in ESPN highlights, just like football or baseball or basketball, soccer.
But will that continue in 2026?
Well, that's what we'll have to find out.
I say no. I mean, it'll be mentioned, but not like it is now. It's mentioned now because that's their partner. That's their programming partner. Look how they didn't talk much about it at all, when it wasn't on ESPN.
I guess my question is, how many athletes have blown knees or ankles or thrown their shoulders, in baseball and football, trying to make it to the pro league, from high school to college to minor league ball to pro. Now with the popularity of MMA, how many people are going to just be broken because they never made it to the Holy Grail, right? They never made it to the promised land, but the injuries are permanent, and what is your take on it? Do you think that there should be more awareness? So do you think there should be more training, more insight for people who are just joining an MMA gym because they see it on TV? Now they know it's a career and a possibility, but I don't know if they're talking about the real life as an MMA career.
So again, I don't understand the question. You want to educate people?
Like, do people really know how dangerous? Do you think people really know how dangerous it really is? I mean, do you think these athletes really know how close or how every time they step in there could be their last?
Yeah, I think they do.
So you think everyone understands that? Just
yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, if they've been in a fist fight before, they know. If they've been to the gym at least one time, they know. And I think it would be very naive of anyone to think that they're going to start at, give me an age, 19, 20, 21, 24, that they're going to start at that age and not have an injury. And the chance of it being a major injury over a minor injury is massive. So, yeah, I think most people are smart enough to know that, but dumb enough to not think about it and think it'll never happen to them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree with that.
Let me take my my nerd glasses off. Matter of fact, he gave us two pair. He gave me two pair of these.
Oh, I'll take one.
Yeah, I told you I'll never give you anything again. But
why?
I've already given the other pair to the person who Gian wanted to have them.
Okay.
And that would be my son, who has the same birth date as him and the legend BJ Penn.
Oh, nice. All right, I'll trade you a Chuck Liddell slightly used MMA bobblehead doll for them.
No, I have a perfectly good Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, but you don't have an authentic one. I mean, mine is reflective of his own body. I mean, that guy was put it all out there for how long? How long did Chuck fight? How many years?
In the words of Colin Hay, who once told me there's a thing called Google, use it.
Well, I mean, Chuck. I mean, just standing there talking to him, he sways back and forth, left to right, just because his hips and his back and his shoulders, and I mean,
not necessarily. I sway back and forth all the time. I don't have hips and what else did you say he has?
Well, he had the shoulder, stem cells, and he had to go down, went down to Colombia, and you just see the life after MMA is a tough one at times.
But is it any different than what Caleb will tell us on Wednesday? It's the same thing.
Which one do you think is harder?
I don't know. I don't know. Obviously the easy answer would be, the fighter. But how many NFL guys, how many football guys do I know that their bodies are beaten?
Yeah.
That they're, they can't walk. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. Which one would be more? Which one takes more punishment?
I think honestly, the answer is going to be whoever you ask.
I mean, like a Caleb Bittenot, a 330-pound lineman, smashing against another lineman with speed, going full force, and then
it's
crashing
like a
to the ground. Yeah, like a train wreck.
Every single time.
Crashing to the ground. And I mean, that's just a lot of mass and a lot of weight just, up and down. And the ground is unforgiving, as you know.
Why'd you get me all dark? No,
that's you. Well, the sun must be setting over there. You got no windows in the dungeon?
Let me see what I can do.
All right, here we go.
That's a little better. Not really.
The light's on the wrong side of the camera. Put it behind the computer. There you go. Oh, you're getting it. Hey, look at you moving into like production.
I'm not the producer. I'm the talent. You're the producer.
Listen, tell me a story then. Tell me an entertaining story, something I don't know or haven't heard. Show me your talent.
Hold on. Let me try to find. Oh, there's Kill Tony. Got my Netflix on so I can watch the beginning and see who comes out. They're in Philadelphia tonight.
Oh,
I thought about
Kill
what?
Tony's in Philadelphia?
No, the WWE.
Oh, okay.
I thought about buying one of the Philadelphia shirts, but I think they said that it was Eagles. If it would have been a Phillies, logo or color or whatever, I might have done it.
Okay.
I'm only going to own one Eagle thing, and that's the game jersey of Leslie Lacey's cousin, which will go into the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility, Pinellas County, in Pinellas Park on 70th Avenue.
Yeah, how much swag are you bringing over to the studio? Like, are you going to fill it up? Is it going to look like, like the UFC Hall of Fame? Is it going to look like a shrine?
I'm bringing some stuff. I already brought
Okay.
some stuff. I brought the Knockout Radio belt. I brought some autographed boxing gloves and MMA gloves. Going to have the fight worn shorts from Saturday night. They're going to go in there. The Benenot Buccaneer jersey is going to go in there. So there'll be some cool stuff.
All right. Oh, here's Tito Ortiz, Tito's Cantina Bar and Grill. The only place in all of Florida where you can watch UFC championship fights with a
Tito Ortiz.
five-time
With Tito Ortiz.
UFC champion, Tito Ortiz himself. We should go down there and watch the fights with Tito Ortiz.
All right, for
I
the
think that'll
third time, jackass, you're working Saturday.
Yeah, but this is every Saturday, I think. I mean, what else is he going to do? I mean, he has to be at the restaurant. I mean, that's what you do if you own a
No,
restaurant,
he doesn't
right?
have to. He chooses to. And
yeah.
Like I've said before, it's pretty impressive that Tito and his kids were there working the night that I went.
Oh, really?
Not just hanging out. They were working. They were bussing tables. They were doing some stuff.
Okay. Nice.
Right now they're showing The Rock. You know, he's almost worth $1 billion.
Is he really? Damn.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, this has been fun. Are you done? Anything else you got to talk about or want to talk about or that you want to bore me or anybody else that's tuning in?
Since 2023, would you like to guess how many touchdown passes Baker Mayfield has had?
How do we find out when people are watching the stream? Do you know?
There's one eyeball. It says next to the red live.
No, I know that, but how do we know who it is so we can say hi?
It says live viewers Randy Harris. So you're the only viewer right now.
I'm the only viewer.
You're the only viewer.
Well, I think this show sucks, so I think I'm going to leave.
How many touchdowns since 2003 has Baker Mayfield had?
Give me a number and I'll say over or under.
69.
I'll say over.
Incorrect.
Really?
Would you like to take another guess?
67. Well, I'm going to say under.
Incorrect.
It was 69?
It's 69.
A little update, boys and girls. Monday Night Raw from, I believe it's in Philadelphia, the Yeetmeister, starts in 10 seconds.
We got a Navy story for you. Randy, you had family in the Navy, right?
Yeah, I had family and I was in the Navy.
Okay. A 19-year-old Florida sailor, Jose Antonio Rivera Lynch IV, has been declared lost at sea after going overboard from the USS Georgia, the USS George Washington in the Timor Sea. So,
And you want me to comment how?
I mean, how does that happen? How does a sailor go overboard?
I honestly can't answer that. There's been times that Navy ships have collided with another ship. I don't know how that happens. I was on a ship. I stood watch outside. You see as the light gets closer, just like when you're dying, you see the light and it's getting closer. How do you not respond? How do the people on the bridge not see a ship is coming close, but they collide? How do you fall off? Or
jump off.
were you pushed off?
Ooh. Wow. I mean, the hazing's getting out of control. Is that is walking the plank still a thing? You guys do that?
That's pirate ships, dummy.
It's all the same to me. It's the same.
Tonight's a big night. You know what the traffic must be like in Philadelphia? The Phillies are playing at home, and then right across the street is the football stadium and the hockey and basketball arena, which is where the WWE is tonight.
Okay.
But the beauty is the subway station, goes right there to Broad. So you don't have to drive in. That's the thing that I liked about up north, Philadelphia, Washington, Boston, New York. The access to the trains make going to these things, at least, for me, awesome. Like if I went with my wife, she wouldn't want to do that transportation. But, me, I'll sleep on the train.
Yeah. Speaking of sleeping on the train, I don't have a segue for that. I'm just wishing that I had a Whoop ring, so I could track my sleep. But maybe someday.
It's easy to track. When you go to sleep and when you wake up.
Yeah, but it measures your REM sleep, your deep sleep. I mean, it can help you with performance because they're starting to show how important sleep is to your overall quality of life.
They're just now showing that? I thought everybody knew that.
Yeah, but I think they're tracking it more. I think they're more, there's more science behind it, and they're starting to see just how, out of all the things that you have in your control, sleep is one of the most important, if not the most important.
I haven't slept in a bed in probably 12 years at home. I try to sleep, when I'm on the road, but I haven't slept in a bed at home in probably 12 years.
So how does that, I mean, that's not good for your back, right? I mean, you have back problems, knee problems?
No, I have stop breathing problems.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can help that with breath work though. If you start training to get more oxygen internally, pick up a cigar, start training with me.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
You could take, some of these other things are in your control,
Sure.
Is there anything that excites you about getting healthy? Is it like pickleball was like a flash in the pan? I mean, you got really excited for a little bit.
No, not a flash in the pan at all. First, I got seriously hurt.
Yeah, I know. Because it's billed as, not as much running as tennis.
No, there's been a lot of injuries, but why did you laugh when I said I got seriously hurt?
Well, no, but I'm just saying because I warned you ahead of time. I'm like, listen, pickleball is a dangerous sport, but everybody's like, no, you don't run very far, and it's less running, and it's not as impactful. But there's way more injuries like ankles, knees, shoulders.
Let me explain to you why I got hurt. Okay. Right. And in no way am I blaming anyone. Okay. Let's be clear.
Okay.
The pickleball court that we play on every morning has a swimming pool 6 feet from the court.
Okay.
People were swimming while we were playing. Do I need to go on, or can you figure out that water splashed on the court And then when I ran for a ball and I slid, and I thought I tore everything in my left knee. I didn't. So I took a couple weeks off to recuperate. I think I went out one time since then, but I didn't run full force. But then training camp is every morning at 8 in the morning. So until training camp is over, I can't get out there. And training camp ends this week. This is the last week of training camp.
Okay.
And then, I'll go out on Mondays. Tuesday's an off day, so I could play on Tuesdays. Wednesday's the radio show, so I probably wouldn't play. And Thursday I'll go out to the Bucks. So I'll get a 2 or 3 days in.
All right. Very good.
Challenge anybody to a game of pickleball except for you.
Yeah, that's what we should. Yeah, you don't want to play me.
No, I don't want to be near you. It has nothing to do with pickleball.
You can't. No, you can't be in my league. I mean, like, there's nobody on your squad that could touch me in pickleball. Like, none of them. No, none. Zero.
Well, I'm not falling for it. I'm not going to fall for it.
Ask Mike Straka. Go ask Mike Straka. I beat him in flip flops.
Not falling for
it. My preferred method. Huh?
I'm not falling for it. I'm not going to invite you. We don't want you there. There's already one like you out there.
Well, there's no one like me. Like, I'm one of a kind.
Unfortunately, you're not. That's the problem.
No, who can be me other than me?
Has nothing to do with beating you.
No, but who can be like me? Who's as confident as I am? I mean,
as obnoxious as you,
as skilled as I am. As like the thing about tennis and bracket sports, you have to have the perfect balance between cardiovascular endurance, explosiveness, finesse, control, and power. And so that's what makes me so dominant on the court.
No, you're playing against 58-year-old injured former Fox Spike TV guys.
Wow. I mean, was he a national champion in Taekwondo? Are you talking about an elite
What's that got to do with it? What's that got to do with it?
That's an elite athlete.
It means
you're
nothing.
talking about a champion, a national champion.
It means nothing. I remember vividly, and may he rest in peace, Tyrone Booz, the former WBO cruiserweight champion of the world. Okay. I went with him when he attempted to defend his title in Hamburg, Germany against Marcus Potts. And he would rip MMA nonstop. And I would make comments about it. And he would say, Randy, I come from the streets. I can street fight. He went and trained. And you know what he said? Dude, you're right. It's a totally different world. So being a tennis player doesn't mean that you could beat somebody in golf. Being a pickleball player doesn't mean that you could beat somebody in billiards. It's two entirely different things.
Yeah, but tennis and pickleball are similar. They're
similar.
I mean, they're the most similar.
Well, obviously, it's
a game of
similar.
angles. It's a game of angles. It's a game of finesse. So yeah, I mean, that's why playing tennis my entire life, pickleball comes second nature to me.
I will speak to the guys. I will see who wants to put their reputation on the line. We will not invite you to the location that we play in the mornings. It's a secret location by invite only. Has to be voted on unanimously, and I will always vote against you getting the invite. But we'll set up something away from our hidden location, and we'll see if you can beat the top dog that goes out there in the mornings.
I mean, they can come to me. I'm not chasing anyone.
Well, here's the thing. They don't want to play you. You want to play them.
No, they think that they're good until they play a guy like me, and then they're like, oh, I messed up. So, if they really want challenges, I'm the only one that went undefeated in my HOA, my tennis league. I'm undefeated.
Go out to where you used to beg for money out at Pier 60. They play out there.
All right.
Go out there, see how you can, go.
Those are nice courts they built. It's a nice park they built. Yeah, it's all brand new. It's really nice.
I don't get out much.
I like the one down in Ybor City. I like the stadium. It's like an old steel hangar where they used to load the freight cars and the trains.
More importantly, if you're watching us on Facebook right now, I want to thank you. And B, this Wednesday, we have a stacked show. It'll be our first live stream like what we're doing right now, but it'll stream on Facebook. It'll stream on the YouTube channel. UFC fighters, Mike Stracker returns, former NFL player Caleb Benenot, the return of Queer Eye for the Sports Guy with Mick Ferrari. Going to have a lot of fun. We're going to give away, or at least find out how we're going to give away the sign-by card, the BKFC fight poster, the return of what's their title for him, Mike Perry? The biggest
King of Violence.
King of Violence. So I guess it would make sense for Mike Perry to wear the Chuck Liddell King of Violence gear.
Well, I mean, do you think Chuck Liddell deserves to be the KOV, or do you think Mike Perry should be the KOV?
First, if you're backing me into a corner, I'm going to say it's different generations. You
Okay.
can have a King of Violence of that generation and a King of Violence of this generation. But if you're going to back me into a corner, you've always said that they should fight for the nickname.
Yeah.
So since we can't because of generations, you put Chuck Liddell at his best, at his height of his career, and Mike Perry at his height of his career. Who wins? Exactly.
I mean, you know who wins.
Right, exactly. And that's no
Well,
disrespect to either one.
No, not at all. But I mean, Chuck was a monster. I mean, Chuck was a scary dude back in the day.
And the nicest guy then.
Do you think Chuck could go bang today? I mean, if it's just bare knuckle, let's say Chuck Liddell decided to get into the squared circle against Mike Perry for
Right
the
now?
KOV right now for the
No,
KOV title.
Again, you're talking the difference of how many years? 25 years?
Well, yeah, I mean the age is different, but I mean, look, Chuck had the heavy hands. He's got the punch, the knockout power. He's got muscle maturity, and so he's got the ability. I mean, Chuck. I mean, because Chuck in MMA, I wouldn't see him moving, but in squared circle, you're 3 feet apart.
No.
Ding, ding, ding. You
I
start
don't
throwing
see it.
haymakers.
But you know who is trying to get in the BKFC? And
No.
I tried to put this together at the very beginning of BKFC when I used to talk to Dave Feldman all the time and we would bounce names and all that kind of stuff. But Tim Sylvia, who is now involved with a clothing line and sponsors quite a bit of fighters, basically has called out Ben Rothwell, his little brother. They used to train together at Militich.
Oh, Big Ben.
And Tim is trying to talk his way into BKFC fighting either
Really?
Ben Rothwell for the title or in the $25 million tournament.
Whoa. Wow. Okay.
And the response that I'll say with Chuck and Mike Perry today, it falls into the Chuck has everything to lose and nothing to gain, and Perry has everything to gain and nothing to lose.
But they still do those fights. I mean, Matt
Sure.
Hughes versus Hoist Gracie.
Well, that's not the same. That's
Izzy
totally
versus
different.
Anderson Silva.
Hold on a second. Matt Hughes and Hoist Gracie fought when they were still MMA fighters.
Yeah,
They were
but
still-
Hoist was already past his prime. He was already it was sad to see a legend go out like that. Like, Matt did what he had to do. That was his job, but nobody wanted to see Hoist take that beating. It just like it was sad to see, Anderson Silva and Izzy fighting, like Izzy was just toying with them and taking it easy on a veteran. I think there's a certain point where you got to separate the age, right?
I'm watching Uso right now. He's much more entertaining than this show.
Who's Uso?
WWE.
Man, I really don't get it. I don't really
Like I said, I
just
enjoy
don't get it.
I enjoy the gimmick. I enjoy the conversation, the mic work. How Uso has gone from a tag team with his brother who then got injured, all part of the Samoan family, to now he kind of took over and he has the entire crowd doing the yeet thing and stuff. I enjoy watching that. The wrestling itself, I can do without. And more times than not, I'll walk into the back room. I'll see if they're talking or not. And if they are I'll watch. If they're wrestling, I go and leave.
Yeah, but it's not the same without Vince. I mean, Vince was like the master of blurring the line between offensive, real and fictitious. Like, I mean, he made it entertaining and he made it like shocking and fun to watch.
Again,
right? I mean, without Vince, it's not. It sucks, right?
it's entertainment.
Yeah, but it was way more entertaining back in the day.
But back in the day, it's where you had the blood, so people would get into it because there was blood. You had the razor blades back in the Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair era, when they did all that kind of stuff. But watching the Yeetmeister walk down and everybody go crazy, and Pat McAfee getting up on the table and doing the yeet, I mean, that's fun to watch.
Well, speaking of razor blade,
Steiner's kid is here, getting ready to take on Uso.
Curtis Razor Blades has announced that he's not coming back until 2026.
All right. Well, that's 4 months from now.
You think that's because of the suspension? You think there's a reason he's not coming back? Is it because he entered the ring with Strickland, or is it just because?
I don't think he got suspended.
No.
Strickland got suspended. I don't understand how he didn't get suspended. He did put his hands on the fighter. I was there.
And he entered the ring after the fight was over. So.
They both did. And it's not like he entered to kind of stop Strickland. He went with Strickland, and he didn't necessarily stop anything. He put his hands, and I told you that I'm going to reach out to Jeff Mullen when I go in a couple months and just ask him, about the decision. How was that decision made that one did who did throw punches and one that entered and put his hands on him? So.
But Vince, I mean, the WWE was like wild. It was wild back in the day. I mean, he would write his own storylines, have his own affairs on camera. Like, I mean, have you watched any of the documentaries on Netflix? Have you seen the Vince McMahon story and the behind the scenes?
No.
Oh man, you got to watch it. It was wild. That dude was wild, bro.
I'm liking my studio right here. I don't know if I need to go to the other one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you even do it?
Because I like being, but I got the TV here that works. I can change out that jersey so I can have a different jersey hanging up there every day.
Is that the Bryce Hall jersey?
Yeah, Bryce Hall. Only it's Toby Hall, who was the catcher for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. That's his White Sox game jersey. Take a wild guess what one that is.
Oates. Hall and Oates. Los Angeles, Brad Penny.
That's another Brad Penny jersey.
Brad Penny doesn't have anything to wear anymore. He probably has to go naked everywhere because you have all of his clothes. Why do you have so many Brad Penny jerseys? Oh, look, Allstott, a Pittman. I just shared a Pittman story the other day about how he wore his own jersey to decoy so that people wouldn't think it was Michael Pittman.
At a softball game.
It's pretty brilliant. It's like, no way Michael Pitt will wear his own jersey.
He said, "Don't tell anybody that it's me." And then he came out wearing his Senior Bowl jersey.
Well, I just saw something the other day. There was a NFL player after practice or whatever, like training camp, was in his full uniform out on the street, like somewhere, some city, I don't know which team, but he just like left practice and was still clothed in his outfit and just walking around town.
Pittman went to a Colts game, and I know this is mainly a combat show, so I'll explain. Michael Pittman's son, Michael Pittman Jr., plays for the Indianapolis Colts. Pitt played for the Arizona Cardinals and the Bucs. And he went to one of his son's games, and he was in Pitt Jr.'s suite. And he looked down and he saw a fan that was wearing his jersey. So his wife filmed it. He went down and he walked down the steps and then sat next to the guy. And it was really pretty cool that he did that.
Well, speaking of old throwback jerseys, did you see Chris Hovan? Somebody sent him a picture and tagged him. A fan was wearing an old Hovan jersey from the Minnesota
Yeah, the Vikings.
Vikings, and he shared on Facebook. He's like, it feels good to be remembered.
So I'll tell you a quick Chris Hovan story, and I thought this was going to be a 15-minute thing, and we're going close to an hour right now. So Chris had a roommate at Minnesota his rookie year. Would you like to take a guess who that might have been?
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. And when the veterans asked Chris when they should come for the rookie hazing, and Chris said, it might be a bad idea. Not sure you want to do that. And they said, we'll say what we're going to do and what we're not going to do. And Chris goes, all right, I'm going to tell you this much. I'm not going to be there. You know, it doesn't matter how many. I mean, I don't know how it went down. And obviously Brock took some of it. But some of that hazing can get out of hand. You know, I think it's ridiculous. You know, so the number one draft pick is responsible for taking, typically it's the line or the backs or whatever they are, to dinner. And they have to pay for the whole thing. And some of these players, I don't care how much it's a bonding thing. I don't care how much it is tradition. But I knew a player that took not one, not two, but 3 bottles of $1,000 champagne home from the dinner. And I thought it was embarrassing. And everybody's like, hey, it's part of the gig. You know, it is what it is. But I think it's ridiculous. You know, do what you want at dinner, but to take crap home. The same player I did a radio show with once, and we were at a seafood restaurant. And the deal that I had was that we would eat either before or after. And when the show got over, this player took food home. The restaurant got so mad, they made me pay for it. That's how much food he took.
Wow.
So as I'm driving home, the player called me and he said, hey, the restaurant shorted me my shrimp cocktail. Okay. So I said, if I were you, I'd go back since I paid for it. Didn't respond. Didn't say, you got to be kidding me. Nothing. Spent over $200 on food that he took home.
Wow.
Yep. There's the 99 Hovan.
Your favorite 99 player of all time?
Warren Sapp.
I thought I was trying to bait you into a Chris Hovan because of your friendship.
Yeah, but, we're friends. But we're friends. But I mean, again, facts are facts. And I love Chris Hovan. Warren Sapp's in the Hall of Fame.
But Hovan was part of the Purple People Eaters. I mean, that's
I think he was after the Purple People Eaters.
he was. But like, if you're a pro athlete, I mean, you know all of them. You know. I think it was really cool that Chris said it feels good to be remembered. You know, it shows like the human side, because these guys are animals, right? I mean, the linemen of the NFL, that back in the day, it was just, you know, a 3 yards and a pile of dust kind of mentality. So just to see, you know, the appreciation, and I think it's cool, man. I like it.
No, for sure. Well, and Chris was, you know, out in the community. You know, we did a radio show for a couple of years. It was a lot of fun. Chris is a great guy, great kids. His son plays hockey for the University of Alabama.
Yeah, just got congratulations on CJ, right?
Yep, CJ.
Yeah, congrats, CJ. Yeah, CJ Hovan.
CJ. That's C for Chris and J for Jamie.
Okay, makes sense.
Mom and dad. Yep.
That's yeah, no, it's good, man. I like this format a lot. It's great. It's really great.
Cool.
It's gonna be good, man.
Let's continue to work on it. Let's check on make sure the streams went. I'm looking at the Facebook stream and it's coming in beautiful, as long as you don't put up copyrighted material. You know,
how do I know? How do I know what's like forbidden, what's not? Like, if you're pulling it off the open internet, like how do you know what's trademarked? Is it video clips? Is it images? Like, I don't know.
Well, when it comes to the UFC, anything that's filmed there is theirs.
Yeah, but I pulled it off of the internet. I mean, that was
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for you to put it on another media stream. Like a fan might be able to put it up. I mean, I still think this is ridiculous. We can't shoot stuff as media at a UFC fight. Okay? Fans can. Fans can.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense. At training camp, we
unless
can't
you have
shoot.
unless you have the meta glasses.
Well, no, because if you use that, the first thing that would happen is you'd get your credentials pulled. So what good is it? You know, it's kind of like you've always been on me, and some of my previous co-hosts have been on me. You know that. As soon as you divulge one piece of confidential information, you're done. So it's the same here. But at training camp, I'll be at the Bucs training camp in the morning. After the second session, media can no longer shoot. We can stay and watch. We can take notes. We can't tweet and we can't photograph. Fans can. And when they're told to stop, they can still do it. What are they going to do? Nothing. They put it on their Facebook page. Okay, what's going to happen? If a media person does it, you can lose your credentials because you know the rules of what you can and can't do. You know, BKFC.
But if you can't take photos of media and you can't capture images, then the world would never see this picture. A young Michael Pittman Sr. with his guns out at the White House. I mean, you can't bring firearms to the White House.
All right. See, you are trying as best as you can to bring things to this stream. And I commend you on it. You have no idea what you're talking about because this was at $1 Place.
Damn it. Well, when I go to the White House next year for the UFC event, I'm bringing these guns. Oh, yeah.
Well, first, you won't be there. So,
who has bigger arms, Pittman or me? You think Pitt?
Who do you think got the better memorabilia or the better memory? It just so happens the player that I was talking about without naming names is one of the two people that I'm going to talk about. Okay. So Michael Pittman got this photo, went national. His best friend in the Tampa Bay area, because I know Kareem is his best friend out west, sent that photo to the White House and got it autographed for Michael Pittman.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty cool, right?
Very
cool. Other player, instead of getting a photo, he kept having the ball boy hand him footballs. And he was getting the president to sign footballs, then put them in his locker and was selling them.
Wow. That's cool.
Who pulled off the bigger coup?
Yeah. Do presidents sign memorabilia? I mean, does Trump sign memorabilia?
I know that President Bush signed those footballs. I was there.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if like you got some MMA gloves and, you know, if you're at a UFC fight and Trump is there, if he would sign, you know, the gloves or whatever.
Is that before or after you get shot for attempting to get close to the president?
I mean, well, hopefully, like, you know, by the time I get to the White House, he'll know who I am. I've been in the building with him.
I think you should go.
We are.
That's one way to get rid of you.
I'm your head trainer and I'm your security.
All right.
It's not safe for you to be out there by yourself, Randy.
All right. I'm watching a wrestling. It's just bad. I'm watching it right now.
It's hard. It's hard to watch.
It truly is. Well, no, if you're going to be my security, I appreciate it. So the family will be in Orlando. So if you can stay clear of there, and I'll be at the White House. So stay clear of there. And if I need help, I'll send an SOS.
So are they going to do an oval octagon for the UFC fight at the White House?
No, the octagon will be the octagon. Gotcha.
But they should make an oval apparatus just for the White House lawn. Could you imagine the White House, that the fighting is just an oval shape?
Can you imagine the photographs of the octagon, Dana White and the president in the octagon with the White House behind them?
Oh, it's going to be insane. It's going to be
so
crazy.
Cool.
Well, maybe they could do a pentagon-shaped apparatus.
And John Jones tweeted this morning that he knows that it's far-fetched, but he's still training in hopes that he'll be able to be put on that card.
I mean, I think McGregor's on that card. I think John Jones is on that card. Who else would
Well,
you like to see on that card?
First of all, Dana said John Jones will not be on the card. Now, what I would do if I was the billionaire Dana White, I would put John Jones on the card. I would make it where if he doesn't fight, that he has to pay X amount of millions of dollars, and you put him maybe the first fight of the pay-per-view. You can't have him the main event. You can't have him the co-main event, and he's not the champion. He won't be fighting for the belt. So if he, I would work it that way. Make it where he has to show up. And if he doesn't show up, that there's consequences. Do I want to see Conor on it? It's already going to be a zoo. Then you're going to bring
what if Conor is the president of Ireland when he fights in the octagon at the White House? Bro, could you imagine a country's president stepping into an octagon? Or
when I went to Ireland, I've tried to end this show 3 times now. We're going almost an hour and a half.
What else you got to do?
Where
else you going to go?
I got things to do.
Oh, yeah.
When I went to Ireland, and it was so much fun. I had a great time with my best friend, Jeff Davidson. We did a lot of cool stuff. I asked the homies there. I'm trying to think, what are they called in Ireland? Irelandies? Lads and lassies?
I think that's what they call them, isn't it?
Okay. I asked, and I would say it was 99-1 on the lack of support, that they didn't like him, that they were embarrassed that he represented them.
Oh,
I don't see him ever winning a political race legally.
I mean, but at the same time, we were talking about Chris Hovan, Jesse the Body Ventura was the governor of Minnesota from wrestling. He was a wrestler. Schwarzenegger was an actor and became the governor of California.
Ronald Reagan was an actor.
And became president. So you can say that he's got a chance.
But can you say anything negative to the extent of Conor McGregor for any of those names that you said? Did any of them do? And we don't know what happens behind closed doors, but
sure,
a lot of Conor's things are out in the open.
I mean, Schwarzenegger had a affair and had a child with a nanny, outside of wedlock. So, I mean, is that any worse than what?
Is that illegal? Yes, it's worse.
Married. Yeah. What did Conor do again?
Whatever.
Allegedly. No, what did he do? I'm just saying, what has he been accused of versus what's he been charged with? That's a big difference.
He's been accused of rape numerous times.
But has it ever been held up in court? I mean, a lot of people come with accusations. Like, if people can't get the truth, if people can't come with the truth, they bring allegations, because in the court of public opinion, people are guilty. So it changes perception, it changes reputation, it changes influence. So, I mean, I wasn't there. You weren't there. So how do we know what happened?
Don't use that line again. You've almost been fired for using that line.
What line?
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
I still get a lot of heat for you saying that. So don't use that.
Why? What did it say?
Because you've used that line before when Leslie Lacey came close to beating your ass.
I wasn't there either.
Well, you were there when Leslie Lacey was going to beat your ass.
Why was she going to beat my ass? Because I talked about meteorologists?
No, when you talked about someone else in history, and you said you were not there.
Was I there? I was not. Hold on. Everything we know is programmed. All we know is what we're told and through schools and through books. Like we know very little about what really happened in the history of our world.
I'm going to say no. You're incorrect as usual.
I'm just saying. There's so much stuff we don't know. We don't know jack.
Well, no, you don't.
Chip.
You don't. Let's move on.
All right, let's go.
But you're right. This has been fun. This will be cool. We're working out the kinks. Wednesday, we've got a bunch of callers. We're going to have a bunch of people. You need to get photos ready if you want, even though they'll be on, so we don't need photos.
Yeah, but what's going to be cool, what I'll have to do, I was playing with it today. It looks like when you go to the share screen option, that it works better if you have two computer screens hooked up with a cable. So that way you can be on the internet on one side, and then whatever you're scrolling and clicking and doing on that screen would show on our side, so I can still see the show. Because right now, if I hit share screen, I lose the visual of your face, your box, this screen that we're on right now. So I think with a cable, I can get, have a split screen, and it'll be awesome, because then we can pull up content. We can, everybody's on the same page. Everybody sees the same image.
All right. Well, you don't really need to talk about it on our live stream. That's
with the
that's called behind the house stuff. We talk about behind the house stuff off the air.
Well, but I need help, because how do I know what stuff is going to be trademarked and copywritten, and then they're going to pull down the podcast, or we lose an hour worth of content because of one image or one clip. The clip I showed that was in question was Duplessis taking off his warm-up outfit to enter the octagon, and he had some sort of blood flow restriction cuffling or sleeve or tourniquet around his arm, right? So my question was, what was that for? What was the purpose of that armband?
I would say until you learn how to do it, don't do it.
And what about still image? I'll just screenshot it.
We'll discuss all of this, not to bore our listeners.
But the listeners are engaged. They want to see that. You don't think it's intriguing to watch people? It's like a baby deer. They walk all gingerly and they wobbly, and you don't know if it's really going to happen. And then all of a sudden they just catch that stride and they're gone. That's what this show is going to do.
Why don't we catch stride and you be gone? That's what I do. So I got rid of him.
Oh, there I am. I had to put my pants back on.
All right. You got 30 seconds to do a close. And anything you want to say before I remove you for good?
No, I'm just excited about this opportunity. Our sponsors are getting excited. People want to be a part of this.
7, 6, 5.
Well, hold on. If you're going to do that, do this. It was a great show. Had a lot of fun. I'll see you tomorrow, Randy.
All right. We'll talk soon. See you, everybody.